Hi everyone. Okay, so this is going to be, oh no, I'm doing the bowls first, or triangles. So this is going to be, I'm going to throw just like a flat bottom bowl, and then about an inch down or so, I'm going to leave a little bit of extra clay. So for a ledge, for another bowl, think of it as a triangle to go and lock into it. So it'd be this, and then this, like dropping down into it. And at any point, just ask questions. And this person over here, that's not Alana. That's Elena.
Bravo. Good job.
We need a QR code for that. Okay, so just as if I were making a bowl, my wall is still, it's about a ½ inch thick right now. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to stop short. I stopped the pressure. I'm going to go above that area a little bit and then start again. So what I did is I left a little bit of extra clay down there. And that extra clay I can use to make, I'm going to push it. It's out on the wall right now. I'm going to push it in. I can use that to shape a little ledge for the other bowl to rest on. Now, actually I just have like a little bump right there right now. That would totally work. I can at this point use my finger or a tool to articulate that more, or this is actually what I'll do here. You don't have to finish that part right here on the wheel. If you want, you could let this stiffen up or get to leather hard, and then take a trimming tool and go back in there. The trick is though, remember you need to get this recentered, but that's easy to do. You can just tap it on center as you would if you were trimming a bowl. So the trick here was, remember, I stopped the pressure for like this little like ½ inch section right there. There were only 2 poles two poles of pressure there. So versus the 3 poles of pressure down here and up here. So there was extra clay right there that I can go back in and cut a ledge. So now what I'll do is I'll just shape this a bit more. Totally prepared and have all the tools I need. And then I will use my Geiger counter, aka my calipers. No one laughed at that.
I don't know what that means.
A Geiger counter? Does anyone know what a Geiger counter is?
It measures radiation.
Yeah, it's right. It's and the only reason I know that is because of, is it what's the apocalyptic book? Fahrenheit 451 or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so you use your Geiger counter to take a reading. And this reading is, I'm looking for the diameter? Yeah, diameter of this interior space, because that's the size of the bowl that is going to lock in here. Does that make sense? Okay. So now, I'll take this off. It's not a bad idea to, instead of what I'm doing, throw this on a bat, because like because we need this to maintain symmetry, and this right here sometimes, you know, it can make it a little wobbly, but it'll be just fine. So we need to make a bowl that fits into that right there. This is too much clay, but I'm thinking about this, like, maybe it's interesting if like this bowl, like architecturally comes up more like this. So that's not thinking about a utilitarian consideration, that's more a visual or sculptural way of thinking about this. Because I mean, this flange is 1.5 inches down. The container space is it's very like small actually. It's only about 2 inches up. Just make the sound a little quick. All right, so I'm going to take a reading. So it's a little bit wider than I want it, so I need to compress it or change that shape a bit. Okay. So now this will be going, so this is the part that rests on the inside. So it would flip and go in like so. So I'm going to just tailor this top a little bit. And then set it aside. And this will get trimmed more as well, as will that one. Once it's not soft leather hard. Let's clean this up on the inside of it. All right, so let's do let's make that butter dish, and then I just want to show you with one cylinder, just two different, an inside and outside flange. Oh. Josiah, it's time for you to shine. Can you come over here? See that? See that button right there? Can you hit that? No, that one right there. The red.
Sorry, I didn't intro it.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just for that, maybe I'll watch Spider-Man.
Shit, I didn't watch it.
So I didn't wedge this clay. And it's giving me a little trouble, but it should be okay. So what I'm trying to do right now is, if you almost like picture like a chip and dip sort of platter, I'm just making this disc on the outside, and that's more of a like visual or architectural thing, not practical. But then this part right here that I'm trying to lift up, this is going to be the area that the butter would go into. And there's a potter named Steve Rolfe who lives just down the road on Lewis Street, who makes a butter dish just like this. He might be willing to come in this semester. A lot of the older folks, in terms of like getting people to come in and demo, are a little reluctant right now still, especially coming into this, a school setting. But I'll ask Steve if he wants to come in, do a demo. Okay, so what's gonna happen here is now I'll just make a cylinder. I'm gonna use the Geiger counter again and take a reading. But we're gonna make a cylinder that locks right over that. So, and I'm thinking about this idea of a composite object. It's almost as if this, I mean, it's a composite object because it's literally going to be two objects. But as an extension of that, you know, this disc is almost going to be visually a separate object from this like cap. So it's like a flat disc or a flat plane with a thicker disc or a volume resting on top of it. On this one, oh, this is good. Okay. And this again, wouldn't have been a bad idea to throw this on a bat, but it's okay. It's not my first rodeo. I just put some water on the wheel head. And what's going to happen here is it's getting underneath this, and it's going to allow me to just hydroplane it off of the wheel. Okay. Now I'll just make the cylinder that's that cap. Man. It does.
Is it WD-40?
This is a good teaching moment. Don't ever put WD-40 on these because, does anyone know why?
Why?
WD-40 collects dirt and dust will stick to it. So we have what's called 3-in-1, and it's a like a multi-purpose oil, and it's located in the raw mats room, where like the drills and stuff are back there. It's on the top shelf. The raw materials room, not the clay mixing, but the other one. QR code for the raw materials room. So this will simply be a cylinder that just wraps around this collar. It's a little tight, so I gotta fan it out a bit. Now, Josiah, have you take care of that button again? It's that one right there. Yep. All right, so now I'll just I'll just use a cylinder to demonstrate the two different types of flanges. And then that'll be all for today. And again, this isn't how you do it, this is just two ways you can do it. I will finish these examples, but like I said, I'll leave those demos out, and you can, all these demos in this room, just be careful. I don't want anyone falling off of a chair or a ladder or anything, which there is a ladder. It's Shar has a ladder down there on the loading dock. It's hanging on the chain link, like for the those sort of locked off parts down there. You can get that anytime. But feel free to take down any of the demos in the room and look at them. Usually would do this with a pin tool, but I don't have one, so I'll just use this. We're resourceful here at EWRF. If we were at Stout, we probably would have had to go find a needle tool. Okay, so just like with this one, I'm going to do a pull, but then at the very top up here, I just stopped the pressure, so I left extra clay at the top. What that's going to allow me to do is to create a flange. So I'll show you two different types of flanges here. We'll start off with one where so here's the cylinder. The flange is going to be on the inside of the cylinder, so the lid would fit over the top of it like so. And what I'll do is I'll take that extra clay and just use pressure to start moving it over. If I want that to be more articulate, I just put my finger upside down and use sort of the flatness of my nail to create a little ledge there. I also recommend that you all have a sheet metal rib that's cut in half. That sharp 90-degree angle can be really helpful. Sure, yeah, thank you. So one of these. Yes, they are sharp, so be careful. But this would really help you if you wanted this to be more mechanical and precise. This can really help you. Also, once this is stiffer, trimming it can be beneficial as well. Now, the opposite of this one, just going to recompress this quick. This one's a little bit trickier, so you just want to make sure you're not cheap with your clay. Leave enough clay in there for yourself to push around. What you're going to do is, my finger is biased on the inside of the wall right now, and I'm going to just start, and this outside hand is kind kind of pushing, so what I'm doing with the inside is pushing down. That's gonna make the wall want to push out. So I'm supporting the outside wall with my other hand, and it's gonna push down. And then, I know you can't see it from out there. You all out there, all of our thousands of viewers can see it. What's so funny about that? It's true. Okay, so what I did though is created a little flange on the inside. If you try this and it's not working, it's probably because you wanted to have left more clay to push around. And don't worry about leaving too much clay, because like I said, you can always trim it. So, yeah. So that's 2 examples: inside, outside flange, caps, just a bowl inverted into another bowl. Really sort of basic ways, basic but effective ways of thinking about this assignment. So if in more utilitarian terms. So, questions? Nothing? Okay, cool. Well, that's all for today. Go ahead, get on with your bad selves. Start brainstorming, start sketching. I know several of you have already started, which is great. So, yeah. Monday, I believe, is a work day. Those of you that are in the green group, remember you'll start your presentations on